Greetings, fanboys and fangirls. Jared here with another review from Fanboys Forever. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Batman Cape Crusader 6-inch figure from Spin Master. Now, it's funny, whenever we think of the 6-inch scale, I think a lot of us kind of instantly think about collector's aimed lines. But what we have here is something different altogether. As a matter of fact, it's awfully similar to what Mattel had offered a couple of years ago with their Batman Missions line. This is sort of the discount chain version of their Batman line. And just like Mattel before them, it's kind of a limited articulation 6-inch scale figure that's meant to cater to places like the Family Dollar store and other retailers like that. So I'm really curious about exactly what this thing is. Let's see if this thing's a McFarlane killer, huh? I like the simplicity of the packaging, but the truth is it's bizarrely similar to what Mattel had done previously. It is with the same kind of logos and the same sort of trim. And once again, this really solidifies that idea that I have that I think there was some sort of transition between Spin Master and Mattel to where I really do think some of those people came right on over. And I don't know if it's people from DC or from their marketing or what, but there has to be some sort of kinship there. Also, at the top, we have this cool little DC imprint on the bubble, which I actually think is pretty neat. Just something about spinmaster.com back there. Nothing really too interesting, but we do get the Creature Chaos logo. So it's funny, this does kind of stay right in line with those 3 3/4 figures with Cape Crusader on the front and Creature Chaos on the back. First impressions, he's very neatly sculpted, actually. I like their proportions. I kind of like the bulk up here and kind of the slenderness at the other areas of the figure. It almost reminds me of the proportions of the 2000X He-Man series. It kind of has that same sort of vibe to it. Something else I'm liking is their choice of belt for Batman. I think that's really cool, and I like the line work on the suit. That's very nice. Head sculpt is also pretty cool. I like their cowl shape with the ears and the basic head shape. I think that it would actually be pretty nice if they brought sort of a downscaled version of this sculpt to the 3 3/4 line. I think that would be pretty cool. Then we have the legs down here. We kind of have the knee pads that we see on some of that stuff. And on the back, yes, the belt is painted all the way around to the back, so that's a good thing. On the feet here, we have some neat little ridges. Kind of reminds me of the Dark Knight Strikes Again boots a little bit. On the gauntlets, we have some pretty neat little sculpting. It's almost like layers of armor that Batman has over his gloves, so I like that a lot. The paint is really simple. There's not even like a yellow outline around the Bat logo like we've been accustomed to with the regular Spin Master line. I do like that the paint isn't too bad here. The only real issues that I have is there's some sloppiness around the nose, and you can see there's like a dot of flesh paint right there. Maybe I can just flick it off, maybe, yeah. And but other than that, it's really pretty clean. However, I had to look pretty closely at all the ones that were there in order to get one that was sort of decent, because some of them were pretty horrible. So I know I don't recommend like blind buying this guy. Don't order one. I would say look at a Family Dollar store, see what they have. All right. The cape is actually pretty nice. It's made out of kind of a satiny sort of material, and it's not so cheap that it will just like fold and crease as you move it around, so that's a good thing. I actually think, yeah, it's not too bad, like the scallops down there. The biggest issues that you're going to find with this figure, because it looks nice, really, but I think that the biggest problem is going to be the articulation. Batman includes all of, get ready for this, 3 articulation points. Yes, 3. We get a head rotation that doesn't really go all the way around. There's no waist swivel. 1 cut here, and 1 cut here, and nothing. No articulation at the legs, nothing. Basically, you're going to be stuck doing this with Batman. Come here, you. Put your dukes up. That's going to be about all you can get. That's about it. So, if you're looking for a Batman that moves, this ain't it. All right, let's look at a few other Batman figures compared to this one. I think the best comparison that you could possibly do is to take the budget Batman figure from the Batman Missions line that Mattel had out just a year ago or so and just compare them, because these guys were at practically the same price point. They were available the same way. So I think this is your most apt comparison right here. And I don't know, there's definitely some things that are better about each and things that are worse about each. For sculpting detail, it's no question. Spin Master blows away what Mattel did here. Mattel has the softest sculpt imaginable. Even the belt is just extremely soft. I do like what they did with the head sculpt because it's very comic booky. But really, I mean, in terms of sculpting, I mean, it's this. You get all the ridges on the suit. Looks really nice. The belt is really nice. I love the head sculpt, actually. But then when it comes to articulation, no question Mattel gets it. Because you get the head, which can rotate all the way around. And you get the arms that can rotate up and down. And then you actually do get some T-crotch articulation right here. So technically, you could set him in a Batmobile. And I've actually had him setting in my Batman Missions Batmobile as like a placeholder figure, so the other ones could be on display. So that's something that you just can't do with this guy. It's also worth noting the capes are pretty different. The Mattel one has like the kind of felt sort of cape that gets, you know, little bits of stuff on it really easy. I don't really like this material whenever it's used for a cape. It's always a little too thick for my taste, and it always kind of just feels unpleasant when I'm handling the figure. And this is the thinner, more satiny stuff, and I actually think it looks better, and it kind of lays better. And here he is alongside an actual Batman Missions figure, just from the regular line. It's a little bit bigger than he is. This is also an interesting comparison when you just take the standard Spin Master 3 3/4 Batman, put it beside him. Yeah, it's kind of funny to see them together. There's definitely a very, very different sort of style going on here. And I don't see much kinship at all in terms of visual. It's not like this is like a 2-up version of this. Certainly in color scheme, it looks similar, but, you know, the proportions are so different. This is more of an Aeon Flux Batman when you look at the proportions. And then finally, the question we've all been waiting for. Todd McFarlane has been sweating bullets through this whole review, wondering, is his empire about to crumble because he has been outdone? Well, let's find out. And man, it was close, but I guess, begrudgingly, I have to hand it to I'm just kidding. Todd McFarlane. We'll give it to the McFarlane Arkham Asylum Batman here. So in the end, I don't know. I guess your mileage may vary. I think it's kind of neat that the companies now offer like a $5 budget version of Batman so that grandma can pick up something to go with a birthday card, or it can be a fun impulse buy for a kid while their parents are shopping at the dollar store. It definitely provides a rural area like mine with a way for a kid to get, I don't know, I would call it a pretty fairly decent Batman figure. In terms of sculpt, he actually looks really neat. It's sort of an anime look for Batman. He's very lean. And like I said, it's very Aeon Flux, Masters of the Universe 2000X kind of look. Is it the best available? No, of course it's not. I like things the sculpt does. There's not much going on with the articulation. He's more of a neat little display piece you can just kind of put up, and that's the way he looks, and that's kind of it. But honestly, you know, for me, I'm glad I picked the guy up. He represents a neat little subset of the Spin Master stuff, and I know that I saw an interview with Spin Master from a little while back saying that they were actually pretty proud of their sculpting on these 6-inch budget figures that they're going to be doing. And you know what? I don't blame them. I actually think they did do a really good job on the sculpt of this figure. And for $5, I think getting a nice sculpt with serviceable, hardly there articulation is actually pretty reasonable. So for $5, yeah, seems about right to me. Anyway, though, guys, that'll do it for me. And remember, of course, we're always putting up new reviews all the time of all of Spin Master's Batman stuff and a ton of other action figures as well. So please be on the lookout for that. There's new videos all through the week, so stick with us, subscribe so that you don't miss a thing. And, of course, we appreciate any likes or comments. So, guys, you all have a wonderful day. Be careful out there. Be safe. God bless you and yours. And remember, I'll see you on Fanboys Forever. Take care.